Have you ever wondered why astronauts seem to float weightlessly in space? Maybe you thought there's zero gravity on the International Space Station, but that's not quite true. While gravity weakens slightly the farther you get from Earth, it's still very much present at the ISS. In fact, astronauts experience about 90% of the gravity we feel here on Earth. So, what creates the floating sensation? The answer lies in something called the freefall effect. The ISS is constantly falling towards Earth, but it's also moving sideways at an incredible speed, 28,000 kilometers per hour. This sideways motion keeps the ISS from ever hitting Earth, essentially creating an endless fall. Everything inside the ISS, including the astronauts, is falling at the same rate. Imagine jumping off a plane. For a brief moment, you feel weightless as you're in free fall. The ISS is like that constant free fall experience. But what about astronauts venturing outside the station? They seem to float freely too. The reason is the same: microgravity and free fall. During a spacewalk, astronauts wear spacesuits and are connected to the station by a tether. They are essentially part of the same falling system as the ISS. Because of the station's constant fall and sideways motion, everything in that system experiences weightlessness. You might have heard about astronauts like Bruce McCandless, who performed the first untethered spacewalk. He used a maneuvering unit with thrusters. But there's more to the story. Astronauts almost always use tethers for safety. The maneuvering units, like the MMU McCandless used, have limited fuel and are for precise movements, not for escaping the station's orbit. They're like small jets for fine-tuning your position during a spacewalk. So, even during an untethered spacewalk, astronauts carefully match their velocity with the ISS before stepping outside. The maneuvering unit only allows for small adjustments, not a complete break from the station's movement. So, the next time you see astronauts floating in space, remember, it's all about the amazing dance of gravity and motion. They're not defying gravity. They're falling with style.